Well, good evening. Now, of course, it is 6 p.m. and here at the craft store, Men's One Thing, we have got a brand new one-day special. Now, you may have had a little bit of money or a lot of money over Christmas, and you have said, well, New Year's resolution, I want to learn how to sew or improve my sewing skills. Well, what do you need? Of course, is a sewing machine that allows you to start or continue that journey and perfect it. A machine that allows you to straight away get great results, and that is what the Britannia InStyle T65 does for you. Now, to talk us all about this machine, amazing machine, and the heritage that is behind the brand, we have got George here with us. How are you, George?
Yes, hello, I'm good, thank you.
Did you have a nice Christmas?
Oh, it's absolutely lovely.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. That's what we like to hear. And of course, to celebrate kind of the new year, it's a great start with a great machine that has a kind of comes from a very good heritage of amazing machines.
That's it, yeah. So Britannia was originally machines made in England, actually where I'm from in Colchester in Essex. And recently they've been revived with these just beautifully crafted machines. You know, portable but sturdy machines.
Indeed.
Suitable
because that's important, isn't it? The portability, but also that is solid machine.
That's it, because if you want to venture on to different types of projects, different types of fabrics, different types of sewing, you need that machine which is capable of going from thin to thick, thick to thin.
And can you tell us a little bit more about your personal involvement as well as your family involvement with these machines?
Yeah, indeed. So we've been going for 67 years now.
Wow.
My grandma and granddad started the business. My grandma was demonstrating. My granddad was an engineer.
Yeah.
So
both the creative side and the machine side, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So grandma exactly used to make, and granddad was in the workshop fixing and looking at the mechanics and doing everything up. And so, yeah, exactly, those two literally married together.
Absolutely.
And from there, we've just been focused on, giving good service along with good quality machines.
Yes. And the T65 is not just, like as it comes, it's an incredible sewing machine, but also I like the idea that it can grow into something more as well. We have got an add-on later on, we will talk about it.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So later on I'll go for, you can do obviously so much with just a sewing machine, but also you can add the embroidery unit, and today as well with it I've got the Britannia Overlocker. Wow. Which for finishing off garments, stretch fabrics, casual fabrics, and also more formal wear as well. It's the machine you need to get that more professional finish. Indeed.
Right, let's look then at the Britannia InStyle T65. Now, this machine comes in with accessories and extension table. Now, as the one-day special, your total saving is £118. It's an incredible saving. And not only you are getting the machine, as we mentioned, with the standard feet that come in, with all the stitches that comes in, with the 65 stitches, but you also have the incredible, feet extra added feet in here. Now we will look at in detail about the extras, because I think for me, when you look at the machine, it can be confusing about what you are getting with it. Now the extension table usually doesn't come with it.
No. And
it's included in the one-day special.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that you are getting as one, which normally is £39.99. Then you are getting all the standard feet that is included the buttonhole, right?
Yes, yeah. All the standard feet, they are dressmaking feet mostly.
Perfect. And then the extras are the quilting ones, right? The quarter-inch of
quilting, bag making, heavy duty furnishings. So,
and embroidery as well, a little bit.
And free motion embroidery.
Free motion embroidery. So you are getting, these ones are the extra. Now, sometimes for walking foot, you have to pay an extra £50–100 for just one single walking foot. Sometimes that's the case. Here it is included with the one-day special. It's actually cheaper to go for the one-day special than it would be to go for the machine, on its own. Now you can see the machine on its own is £579. Now that's the machine itself. It's not with the extra accessories, and the one-day special not only is cheaper by some distance, but also you are getting all the added value, which is, it makes the saving of £118. Now, can we talk through the utility stitches, the decorative stitches as well that we are getting in the machine, George?
Yes, indeed. So on the machine, we've got 65 different stitches. That is including straight stitch, triple stitch, which is a stitch which goes back and forth over itself to give you a heavy duty stitch, and also a top stitch on as a show stitch on denim and bags. You've got the modern stretch stitch on there as well, which looks like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
And for every stitch forward, it does half a stitch back. The zigzag, triple zigzag for a heavy duty finish.
Right.
Again, also good for elastics.
Nice.
4 different types of buttonhole.
Right, perfect.
An eyelet stitch.
Wow, yeah.
And then all the decorational stitches on here as well.
That's fabulous. So 65 you mentioned, right? Hence the name T65?
Indeed.
It is. All right there. Now, there is something also that I'm always very impressed with this machine, and for me that sells it, is the automatic thread tension.
Yes.
That makes it such an incredible. Can you talk us a little bit about what that is and what it means?
Yeah, indeed. So it's got a fully automatic thread tension. So it tensions the thread to the stitch and to the fabric. I can demonstrate a little bit of what it is as well, if you'd like.
Yeah, shall we do that? Yeah, shall we? Yeah, go ahead.
Indeed. So just turn the machine on. So I'm going to go straight off with some lightweight crystal organza, so
which
really
is very difficult,
really slippery stuff, very lightweight, very easy to pucker. And in here I've just got a 90 needle, so without even changing the needle, just put that straight under the machine and press start. So you can use this machine with or without a foot control.
Right.
I've got the speed control on here.
So is that the little turtle button?
Yes, so I've got the speed control up here, and then this turtle button just slows the machine right down. So if I'm doing lines of stitching, don't want to use the foot control, but just as I'm coming to the end of the stitch, I can press that button and it will slow the machine right down, so I can time it to finish exactly where I want. And then if I fall short, that button doubles up as a needle up down button.
I see.
So I can go up and down, come to the end of the stitching.
Yeah.
And then one of my favourite features on the machine, that thread trimmer there.
Oh yeah, beauty. Yeah.
So that then cuts the threads, pulls the threads underneath.
And look at that.
And
I mean, there's no
beautiful
puckering. There is just a perfect stitch there.
That's it. Yeah, no slipping, because you can't unpick a pucker.
I'm not going to try to say that. Definitely not trying that.
If you stitch in the wrong place, that's fine. You can undo it and redo it. But if it puckers, you can't unpick it.
That makes sense. And now, of course, that is, imagine that, a machine that automatically gives you the right tension for your fabrics. Because it's not just the thin fabrics that are difficult. Sometimes we go to, fabrics that are maybe heavy duty and therefore they kind of need more tension.
That's it. And so that is, again, the beauty of the automatic thread tension and the quality of the feed as well, being able to go from thin to thick fabric. So here I've got some denim.
All right.
And I'll put it on here. So if I flip that over there, and so if this were the bottom of the trouser leg, and I'm turning that up, so you've got 3 layers of denim there, but you've also got the seam.
Okay, yes.
Which goes up to about 9 layers. And the difficulty machines will have is riding up over that bulk. So again, I could, if I wanted to, just increase the length, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
And just by giving that stronger stitch, and even at the slower speeds, it's not it's not pausing at all. It's not moaning at me.
No, absolutely. It's just smooth. And also it showcases not only how great for the tension is, but also how stable the machine is, that even though it has got 9 layers of denim, it hasn't moved, it hasn't struggled, it's just smooth.
That's it. Yeah, that's the metal build of it on the inside of this plastic outside. That quality metal build just means it's so sturdy. And there.
Yeah, if you can pull it, there it is. There we can see there the beautiful stitch there through all those layers of denim, and that's straight away from the organza, which was the most kind of thin, slippery fabric. Well, you haven't changed anything. No. Any tension, any controls or anything?
No tension. I haven't even increased the stitch length. I've just gone from that to this without adapting anything.
Which is incredibly impressive. And this is also a machine that I kind of love the idea that, for instance, our Rosella, who is one of our demonstrators of, you know, she does embroidery and sewing, she loves it. She loves it, she says, because she has got other machines, but this one is the one that she chooses to bring here to demonstrate, because it's like, it's a reliable machine that she doesn't have to kind of change anything. She just knows that it's a workhorse delivered in an amazing price as well. Now, there are other things that we have got here as well. The kind of all this panel, the pink panel with all these, or lilac panel. Can you talk us through exactly all the different elements into here?
Yeah, indeed. So we've got these. Let's start at the bottom here, because these are the stitches you're going to use most.
Yeah,
these are the
perfect.
utility stitches. So we've got the straight stitch to the left for when you're doing a zip.
We are getting the. Do we get a zipper? We are getting one of the. Is it the cording one?
Within the feet that come with the machine, you get a zip foot as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Then straight stitch in the middle for your standard sewing.
Yeah.
You've got the zigzag stitch there, stretch stitch, and the buttonhole.
Perfect.
So I can just press those stitches and it goes straight there. Then, for example, if I go onto the zigzag, I've got these 3 buttons here.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm on pattern to select the pattern. So if I go up and down, that changes the pattern.
Right.
Length of the stitch.
Yeah.
And that's in millimeters on there.
Okay. Yeah.
And width of the stitch.
Perfect.
So on the zigzag, I can make that finer or wider. And if I wanted to, I can bring it nice and tight. On there. And then that's going to give me a satin stitch, for example.
Perfect. So we can do some applique work and then satin stitch it around it.
That's it. Yeah.
Perfect. So we have got, I mean, and it's easy to control, easy to kind of use. Also, I would say another thing, that with having the extension table, especially if you are a quilter or making bags or something like bigger, this is very useful, right? Oh,
yes. So it just takes the bulk of the fabric or the weight away from it. So yeah, quilting, bag making, upholstery as well. That's a big one. Curtains are quite a good project to start off with.
It is.
And cushion making and things like that. And it just gives you a much bigger surface. And then for more creative sewing, like free motion quilting as well, gives you that platform to be able to move your hands around freely on there.
And so with all those things considered, this is a great machine for a beginner as well, like for a beginner who wants to invest in a machine that is quality and then grow with it.
Yes, exactly. Well, so many times we get beginners, they like sewing, they get into sewing, get a cheaper machine, quickly outgrow it. And break it very often as well, and then they can't be fixed, whereas this one very often, it will grow with you. It will go from simple projects to intermediate to advanced projects as well.
Absolutely. And this is also a machine I would imagine that at the school would do well as well, because it kind of children to learn with it.
Yes, so for years, again, that's been one of the main things in the family business. We've supplied schools for a long, long time. And some of our engineers across the country have said they've come back. We give them a yearly service, and they've come back after a year, and they just say it's got run in nicely. It's been used,
and that's a testament, right? Because children using, or you know, young children, not young children, children and young adults using the machines, they are not going to be as careful as we are with our own.
That's it. Yeah, where machines, a school is a really good test. You're right, because they do get abused, and you need a machine like this to be able to take that. And so it's very forgiving. Yeah. So if you do something wrong, it's not going to destroy the machine.
And that is an incredible testament for the Britannia T65. Now, of course, you may be a beginner, maybe you are advanced, maybe you want another machine to do, you know, those kind of dressmaking elements that you want that reliability for the organzas and for the denims fabrics. Or maybe, as a beginner, you just want to do some curtains for the new house you have moved in, or maybe you just want to do cushions, or maybe you want to do patchwork. Or maybe you just want a machine that you don't have to think about thread tension. You just want to turn it on and start sewing. With the speed controls, with kind of the thread cutter button in there as well, with the stitch length easily accessible, those 65 stitches as well. And then you have got all the accessories in there, including the buttonhole feed. You have got, you know, the zipper foot as well included, and then you are getting the extra ones. You are getting the extra extension table that, you know, it's included in the one-day special. Normally £39.99. Then you are getting, I'm going to show you the box that comes in, because I always kind of think that having a box with all the different feet makes it to keep them safer, and of course easier to find there. You have got the walking foot, you have got the free motion embroidery foot, and then you have got an extra 3 zippers, which is of course the 1/4 of an inch seam. And which ones are the last two?
You've got the stitch in the ditch or edge sewing foot for quilting, and the piecing foot as well, which has different measurements depending on which edge you use.
Wow, I mean, imagine that. I mean, that you are getting so much for your one-day special price. The machine on its own, it's a $579. Now, with the one-day special, not only you are getting almost, well, £18 less than that, but you also are getting those contents, those accessories worth over £100. So it's £118. Now, also it's on flexi. So maybe spreading the cost is going to make it easier for you. You just need £186.98 today. Now, delivery. If you're not a Freedom member, become one if you're going to buy it, because the delivery is $7.95. It's just one of those things. It's just that for £7.97 you get Freedom membership, and then it's anything that you buy during your duration of the Freedom membership. You don't have to pay PMP, and then there are other discounts. So it's worth becoming a Freedom member. Then you add the machine, and then you don't pay PMP, and it's just for 2 pennies more than you have got on anything else. Now that is of course the one-day special, the Britannia. Oh, and we haven't even mentioned the hardcover, because I have to say I really love the hardcover, because it keeps it safe, right?
Yeah, keeps it safe, makes it more portable. Other way.
The other way. Yeah. Sorry. Can't say it. Yeah.
And as you can see on there, it's got the little pocket at the front.
Yes.
For your foot control, power lead, instruction manual.
Can I say I love that, because my machine that I bought last year before Britannia was in the craft store, let me just say it, it doesn't have a hardcover, it's a soft cover first of all, so it's always a little bit of a, but also the pocket is so handy to put the foot pedal there. Yeah. And the instructions. Yeah,
it keeps it all in one place. Yeah. Otherwise you have to tuck it under the arm, especially with a soft cover that could just come out and drop on the floor.
Now, of course, if you want the one-day special, here are the features, more details. 65 stitches, the auto-tension, the simple pattern and stitch control function, the tangle-free bobbin wind system with safety guard, foolproof needle threading system. Oh, we need to see that in action, the foolproof needle threading. The unique and exclusive instant slow speed button, which of course George has shown. The simple quick set bobbin system, LED lighting, hardcover. Yeah, LED lighting, not LED lighting. Never heard that one before. Hardcover with accessory compartment. Now, so the foolproof needle threading, can we see it in action?
Yeah, indeed. So, very simple to thread this machine up. bobbin winder is very easy. You just wrap it around the bobbin, cuts off and goes.
Oh, well, we could see that as well, the bobbin.
Yeah,
Do we want to see the bobbin? Yes, let's show it all.
No problem at all. So, take that bobbin out there. So you get 4 bobbins with the machine as well to get you started.
Perfect.
So if we pop this on there and just follow the dotted line on the machine on there.
Right.
Back. There's a screw there that you come on to get tension. Flick the bobbin over and then wrap the thread round about 5 times.
Yeah.
Cuts off on the underneath. Press go, and then that winds on there.
Wow.
Now I could
So
leave that.
smooth.
I could leave that until it's full, or if I only want a small amount on there, I can just stop that.
Now, I'm impressed as well
over.
as the tension in that bobbin, because that's important to have a good tension in the bobbin when it's threaded, right?
That's it, yeah, very important. Yes, that really does affect the sewing, because what happens if it's loose on the bobbin, the thread actually bites in and it will make your tension uneven from the bottom.
Absolutely. So having even the attention of detail to having the bobbin threaded there that has got that perfect tension, that is a testament again of how the build quality and attention to detail of these machines. Right, so we have threaded the bobbin, so can we thread, what we do next then?
So
Sorry, I was taking over.
So next up, what we do, got our threaded bobbin here.
Yeah.
That just drops into the bobbin holder, spinning anti-clockwise, and then you take it back, and there's a little arrow around here which just guides me round, round there, and then at the end here there's a blade. So if I just pull that off on there, that is then cut and ready to go. Pop this on. That's nice and see-through as well, so you can see when you're getting short if you're about to do a long line of sewing. And then the top, just thread goes on here. So it actually sits upright if you've got any extra large threads as well.
Oh, so could we use any like of those cones, or better not?
Yeah, indeed. You can use you can use even larger cones as well. But the best thing to do if you do that is sit it next to the machine.
Ah, I see.
And come up. So if you've got any like the Gutermann, they go up to 1,000 meters. That will sit on there and still spin.
Yeah, perfect.
But that drops down like that. And the beauty of having it this way is it comes off the spool a lot smoother.
Yes.
And then again, it's all arrowed, all numbered. So just take it round the track, up round 5. Once it gets past 5, put the foot down, and you feel that tension on there.
Right.
Behind there, there's a little guide that you go through.
Yes.
And now the needle threader.
Right.
So, what I do, click that down like that.
Yeah.
That brings a hook from back to front through the needle.
Yeah.
And if I just thread the thread through there, into that hook, and then I can feel that's on that hook, like that.
Yeah, perfect.
And then up, cuts off on the little blade behind there.
And then release.
And then you get a little loop at the back there.
Perfect.
Pull that through, put that behind the foot, and now it's ready to go.
And ready to go. So very simple. You don't have to like. I remember when my mom's sewing machine that I had to thread it just like by eye, and it was just like, you know, if you have got one of those machines and you want to upgrade, just for that maybe save you some time and frustration. So this is a brilliant, easy machine to thread. Easy to wind your bobbin as well, load your bobbin as well. So everything that we need in a machine as a beginner, an enthusiast, or even as an absolute professional like Rosella that loves her Britannia T65. Now, if you want yours, you know what to do. Check out your baskets. Now, 569982 is the item number for the one-day special. Remember that you have got all the kind of extra accessories that you have in the one-day special. Now, some of you have put the machine on its own. Do not do that, because you want to save £18 just straight up. Just because the price is £18 less, so you're not going to pay less than if you wanted to go just for the machine on its own. But then on top of that, you are getting all this extra accessories that are worth £100. We are talking about the extension table. We are talking about the walk-in foot. We are talking about the free motion embroidery foot. We are talking about the 1/4 of an inch seam allowance foot, the stitch in the ditch as well. And then we have got the piecing foot as well. All the feet that you need for your bag making, your curtain making, your quilting, your patchwork, all the things that you wanted to try. This is perfect for you. It's portable, but that doesn't mean that it's not solid. It's built to last. Remember, this is used in the schools, and year after year, the engineers know that this machine can withstand the test of the little children that use it. And that is an absolute testament of the durability, the build quality of the Britannia. Now, many of you may have seen it before, and now is the time to get it. Now is the time to get it because maybe during Christmas you have said, I need to get a new sewing machine. Maybe try dressmaking. Maybe fix up things that you have got in the home. Maybe you're thinking, this curtains need remaking. Why not getting those beautiful William Morris when we have the backing fabrics and make it into an amazing curtains? But you need a machine that is gonna be able to deal with those upholstery fabrics, those more thicker fabrics, maybe to add the beautiful trims in there. This machine will do it. Also will do the organza, also will do the silk, also will do all the fine fabrics that are so difficult. With the automatic thread tension, this means that you don't have to worry about that, the tension of the thread. This machine will do that for you, so you can just sew and enjoy. Now, if you want yours, you need to check out your baskets, and remember, you have got a flexi basket, because that means that you don't have to pay it all in one go. You can spread the cost into 3 interest-free payments. £186.98 would be all you're paying, and if you are not a Freedom member, become one, because the PMP is £7.95 for the machine. If you are a Freedom member, you have it for free. If you are not a Freedom member, pay £7.97. Yes, it's 2 penny more, but then you will have free PMP for the duration of that Freedom membership, and then you have got free PMP on anything, and there is discounts as well on that. So, and then in some Freedom products. So, with all that said, do check out your baskets, but we have got more. What else do you think that we should see with the machine?
Yeah, so with this hour, I was just starting off on the basics. So next, I would like to show the buttonhole.
Oh, perfect. A buttonhole feet, right? Foot that comes in with the machine. Yeah,
that's
perfect.
it. So this is the fully automatic buttonhole foot. The majority of feet that comes with this machine, they just clip straight on. So ever so simply, put the foot underneath there like that, line it up, and then just drop the ankle onto the bar there, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm gonna say, you need to check out your baskets for the one-day special. If you think that you have got the machine out on its own, do not check out that one. Check out the one because that one gets the extra baits for cheaper, right? Now, right back to you, George.
Yes. So that just drops on like that. And what we do is I always have a button with me, but I haven't got a button with me. Oh. So if we imagine that this bobbin is a button.
We can get a button somewhere. I mean, we're not going to, break any shirts or anything like that. Can you imagine? Like, just take a button.
Yeah, there's one in this shirt somewhere. I won't take it off.
Did you find some, Ben? He's looking. Oh, if not, we can make do with the bobbin. Yeah, let's do the bobbin.
Something button size. So, if this were my button, button here, so that's the diameter of it.
Okay.
Pop that into the back of the foot here, and that then closes up onto the button. And now, little guide there. Just bring that down, and what that does is between here and here, it measures then the size of the button.
Perfect.
So, start off with some calico.
Right.
So what I'd do is mark the bottom of the button on here, line it up with the little red guides in there, and then put that back. So I'm just going to do a standard buttonhole. So on my quick selection buttons here, if I just press 16, that will set me up to a standard buttonhole.
Yeah.
And then off I go. Obviously I can go fast or medium if I want to watch it do it. And that will go up, down. So it does a security stitch first. So that straight stitch up and then a zigzag back down. Just make sure that it's not going to come undone with extra use.
Yeah.
So securing it down like that is always a good thing. Cut the thread on there, and because it's got the thread trimmer, it pulls all the threads on the underneath.
And that's it?
And that's the buttonhole there.
Wow, so that was super quick and super easy to do it, and you can see in the close-up the beautiful stitch there as well. Now, incredibly simple, because sometimes some machines, they kind of think, oh yeah, it's really simple, but I remember my first sewing machine, oh my goodness, it was so difficult to do it.
That's it, and that's on a standard fabric, it's difficult, but then you take something like the organza. Once
can
again,
you do that as well?
Yes, indeed. So, again, with that automatic tension, strength of the feed on there, I can pop that on there. And what I'm going to do is choose number 18.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I bring that across to 18, and this buttonhole has got a round end to it.
Okay.
And that will stop the organza from pulling in.
Right.
I'm getting ahead of the cameraman, but I'm going to press the width button on here and make it thinner as well, so it's not so chunky on this finer fabric. And again, press go. On there. That finishes it off, and again you've got that beautiful buttonhole.
Wow! I mean, now that with the close-up we can see it. I mean, this is what this machine is amazing. Not only is the fact that it's a beautiful buttonhole, but it's the fact that you have done it from normal fabric, cotton fabric, to now, you know, super slippery, you know, organza, without having to do anything extra. You haven't secured the fabric at all, or interfacing or anything like that.
No, that's it. It's so versatile, this machine. And then if I wanted to do it on a chunkier fabric as well, of course that's just as easy. Just pop the fabric underneath, maybe make the buttonhole a little bit wider, and it will give me a lovely chunky buttonhole for, again, bag making, things like that.
Absolutely. So, and you can make them, of course, if you have got different buttons, you can make them into different sizes, and so on and so forth. Yes,
because it measures the size of the button. Once that's in there as well, it's going to do uniform buttons up the garment. So they're all, again, it's that professional finish. They're all exactly the same.
I love that. And I love how it's kind of a machine that you have got feed for dressmaking, feed for, of course, patchwork and making bags and things like that. Everything in one machine. Now, if you want your machine, well, here are the features that it has. Well, some of the features, in fact. 65 stitches, anti-tension, simple pattern and stitch control function, tangle-free bobbin wind system with safety guards, foolproof needle threading system, which George has demonstrated, unique and exclusive instant slow speed button, simple quick set bobbin system, LED, not LED, LED lighting, hardcover with accessory compartment, and so much more. Now, for me, it's the auto tension. For me, it's about this amazing machine that you can just turn on and rely on. Now, and the hardcover, I really like a hardcover. I mean, that sounded a little bit wrong. But anyway, 569-982 is your item number for the one-day special. Do not forget that FlexiBuy. Now, you may have already the Britannia T65, or maybe you just are happy with your sewing machine, you know, lucky you. But here we have, what you may have not, you may have missed, is the Overlocker. And now, this one is the Britannia Overlocker. Now, I need to mention that the P&P is wrong. It's not 95 pence. I don't know what's happened. We have got gremlins in the P&P department. And even though my name is Paula Pascual, that's not my department. That's my can say, sure. Anyway, so obviously it's not going to be 95. It's $7.95. So again, if you are not a Freedom member, become one, because £7.96 for the Freedom membership means that you will get it delivered for a free without also, so the post and packaging will be free. And now, and also FlexiBuy. Look at that. Oof, you can have an Overlocker today for £99. That would be the first, and 67 pence. Pay today, then of course you have got the same amount next month and the final in March. Right, now an Overlocker. You kind of tease us at the beginning about the finishing, the garments. Why do you think do we need an Overlocker then?
Well, because once you've got a sewing machine, an Overlocker is, there's so much now which is constructed with an Overlocker. In terms of casual wear, stretch fabrics, fleece, pajamas, you'll find that a lot of garments are 90% overlocked. Because with the 4 threads and the blade on there, it cuts the edge of the fabric, finishes the edge off, allows it to stretch and give. And also, again, it's over time that you'll notice an overlock stitch. It doesn't stretch, it doesn't leave any marks on the fabric. And so once you've got a professional machine, the next step is a professional overlocker.
It's one of the things also I have heard some people saying that they really like is the fact that, for instance, for bag making and things like that, to finish them instead of having to do the, you know, if you are doing bags or tote bags or things like that, that you don't want to necessarily have, how you call it, the lining inside it. This kind of seals the edges perfectly.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so with or without a lining, if you haven't got a lining, again, and a lot more products now, they are leaving that overlock finish. Because it lasts, you don't notice fraying and things, because that's a lot of the time what the lining is hiding, that fraying.
The fraying.
And eventually that could come up through. But with that overlocking, it won't fray.
Right, so I mean, tell us how this particular overlocker works, because it comes also with 12,000 meters, because it does kind of go through a lot of thread, right?
Yes, so it comes with, so we use these 1,000-meter spools of thread. We put 3 sets of 1,000-meter thread with it, so 12,000 meters in total. And you have 4 threads on an overlocker, 2 needles, and 2 loopers on the underneath.
Right.
And where a standard sewing machine has what's called a lock stitch, this is called a chain stitch. Right. And it's more like knitting along the edge of the fabric. That's a good way to imagine it. It's more like knitting. Because it's more like knitting, obviously it's stretchy. And you can use an overlocker with 4 or 3 threads. 4 threads gives an extra line of stitching. So if you're doing something a bit chunkier, sportswear, something that's going to take more heavy use, it's going to be a lot stronger. And then the 3 thread for things like formal wear, for single layers of fabrics, cottons, lightweight fabrics, you can do a really beautiful rolled hem on there to stop them from fraying. Absolutely.
So how do we start with the Britannia Overlocker then? How do we set it up, or how? What would you like to show us first, basically?
So very simple to set up. Again, it's all illustrated on the machine. So you've got the 2 looper threads, which I would tend to thread first. So the thread just comes straight down here, and then it's diagrammed in here, little diagrams. You just follow the colours along.
Perfect, simple.
This little diagram here, that saves a lot of time because traditionally you'd have to put your fingers all up in this area here to actually thread the machine.
Yeah.
With this little switch on the side here, you can't quite see it there.
I cannot see it.
But that brings the thread across.
Could you tilt it a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
There, perfect, there it is.
So by bringing the threads, putting them here.
Yeah, we can see it, yeah. Ah, yeah, I can see it, yeah.
That actually brings the thread right across to there.
Oh, so easy to thread.
So much easier. Yeah, there's no there's a little bit of guesswork if you don't have that. So yeah, that just makes it so easy. And then what you do is you put your threads to the needles, thread through the loopers in here, and just pull them out to the back, and then run a test piece of fabric through. Make sure it's all threaded up correctly. And make sure you've got the stitch that you want.
And then to sew, how do we sew? Well, how do we overlock, rather?
So, what we've got is measurements on here.
Okay, yeah.
You can see them there. So 1 inch measurement. So you would leave a that amount when you cut the fabric.
Yeah.
And that's actually from the inside needle. So now if I'm stitching along, so you literally just feed the fabric in there.
And then it trims it off. So it's just...
So that's got the blade that cuts it off first, and then it goes into the needle. It wraps around the edge. When you come around,
and you can see, like, when you were saying that it's like knitting, you can see in the extra bit that is at the end, that is like really like a knitted, you know, like kind of cord in here.
That's it. Yeah, so that little extra bit at the end you can tuck into a seam, leave it in there, you can tie it in a knot.
Absolutely.
But that there is the overlock stitch. That's a standard 4-thread overlock stitch. And that applies to so many different fabrics. So I've got some stretch fabrics here.
Okay, yeah, perfect. You can see it.
So we've got some...
Because that's one of the most difficult things to sew is stretch fabrics, because you need that movement, right? So that flex, you know.
That's it.
That give.
Yeah, that gives. So yeah, again, anything like tracksuits or anything like that, any force on a standard thread could quite easily break the stitch. And also as well, they are prone to puckering. These sorts of stretch fabrics, and that's where an overlocker comes in to give it that proper finish. So that's on a jersey there, and then I've got some lycra here.
Right.
On there, and then straight through.
And again, I love that you just kind of just do all these fabrics, because I'm thinking if you're doing a garment that is, for instance, a silk blouse, or maybe a skirt or a dress, and you have got the lining, or maybe you have got a trim that is cotton, and then or a mix of fabrics, the tension is going to be fine. Like you can see, George, how he's changing the materials, and the machine is just coping perfectly with it.
That's it. So on that thick fabric there, again, got that stretch in there. So the yellow shows up quite nice on this one. Does. So you've got the 2 lines of stitching in there, inside and outside.
It's even pretty. I would say that this is like a kind of a blanket or something like that. Very decorative, actually. Exactly.
Yeah. If I could tighten it up a little bit and have a nice chunky finish on there as well. And then again through to the lycra as well. So things like dancewear, swimwear, all made on this sort of fabric. And you've got that stretch, and then it returns perfectly to its normal position. And then the jersey, of course.
Is there any material that we shouldn't overlock?
Nothing comes to mind.
Because I was thinking also that would be, because there is some faux leathers that they have got a little bit of a stretch. So I would imagine that even for faux leather, that would be really good.
Car upholstery and things like that, they will overlock the edges before they put it in, especially on a faux leather, because there is generally a weave behind. So it's good to just just secure that in.
Absolutely.
For the,
and
for the long term.
once it's overlocked, because of the 4 threads, it will be like 4 times as strong, isn't it? The thread, because
Yes.
you have got 4 threads.
Yeah,
there.
that's it. So again, just to take, if I take this fleece here and then turn this inside out.
I mean, look at that. So nice and neat.
You've got a sleeve there.
There.
And you've got a really...
Or leg warmers.
Again, just a strong, you've got a really strong seam. That's the extra line of stitching in there as well.
Absolutely, that is phenomenal. So, and also one of the things I love about this overlocker is that you can see that it has got all the power, but it doesn't take too much space, if you know what I mean, because it, for the foot. Yeah,
it's very it's ergonomic. The right word for it. It's got a very small footprint, but so it can just be tucked under the table. It can just be put somewhere. This piece on the top here, that drops right the way down. It's telescopic on there. It's
a fabulous
nice
machine, but also the bundle that you have put for us. We have getting, like you were mentioning, 3 sets of 4 threads in here. So it's 12,000 meters in total. 4 black, 4 cream, 4 white. And then what else do we get in here? Can you talk us through as well?
Yeah, indeed. So let's have a look. Where are we here? So you get some nets for the threads. What they do is that when you're not using the machine, it just keeps it all neat, stops it from unraveling.
Because it can unravel a little bit, right?
Yes, exactly.
So this will keep them nice and compact.
That's it, yeah. Got screwdriver, tweezers, and a brush as well, just to clean out the machine.
Perfect.
You get a little pot of oil, which will then show you, it shows you in the instruction manual just where to apply that occasionally, just to keep it nice and lubricated. A packet of needles. Yeah. And some little discs here again, like the thread stopper on the sewing machine, and they can sit on top of the threads. And it just ensures that they come off smoothly again. Yeah, perfect. So you have got all those added elements in there as well. Now it's 299 pence. It's an incredible machine. You maybe have been looking for an overlocker. Maybe you have been thinking, I want to finish my garments to perfection, but I want to do it within a budget. And you don't want to look professional. You like the handmade look, but not the homemade look. You want to have the kind of, yeah, I made that, but doesn't it look neat? This is what it gives you, that finished results, that kind of perfect results in there. And you have got a flexi-buy. So if your budget for crafting is £100 this month, that could be it. You know, it's £99 and 67 pence to this month. If you prefer it, one-off payment, 299 pence, 99 pounds, sorry. And P&P is incorrect. It's £7 and 95 pence, which means if you're not a Freedom member, become one, because it's £7 and 97 pence as a Freedom member, the Freedom membership, and then you have got free P&P during the duration of your membership. 773184 is your item number. It is a fabulous compact machine that delivers all you want from an overlocker, but within a budget, and also with the quality of the Britannia heritage brand. Right now on the website you will find them alongside as well of everything else we have seen, including the embroidery unit, which some of you may have gone for it. I think that is a perfect add-on. Maybe you have got the T65 from before Christmas, and now you want to do the next step up. It does have a flexible payment as well offer there, so you can spread the cost in interest-free payments. And don't forget those scissors as well, the electric scissors. Now, 6-star reviews, 6-star, not 5. I mean, I don't want, you know, I just want 6 stars in my life, not just 5. You have got those 5-star reviews there, £159 and 99 pence. I know a lot of, you know, businesses use it to cut their fabrics because it just doesn't hurt. It's very quick. Also, if you are somebody who has got dexterity problems with
with scissors, this could solve those everyone because it's a button operated there. And of course you can spread the cost into 3 interest-free payments of £53.33. Right, now that of course on the website, thecraftstore.com, but let's get back to the one-day special, the start of the show, the Britannia T6 InStyle T65. Now, for somebody who is just joining us now here at the craft store, what would you say to, for instance, somebody who has had a sewing machine but hasn't got on with it? Why would they want to go for this one?
If you're not getting on with your sewing machine, you've probably outgrown it. Yes. And so that's where this sort of sewing machine, you can feel it as soon as you take it out of the box, you can feel the quality of it because there's that weight to it. And that's distributed right the way around the sewing machine because it's all metal parts supported by a metal body. And so you're going to be able to sew through lots of different fabrics, and then you've got all the upgrades on there as well, such as the thread trimmer, the automatic tensions, the 65 stitches, the easy threading system as well. So just, shall I go through some of the decorative stitches?
Yes, let's do that,
well?
because always it's good to have a number of stitches, but it's also it's nice to know that they do them well, the machine. Yes,
indeed. So, so what I do on the control panel is just select pattern. And then just put in the number of the stitch that I want.
Right.
So I'll take it right up to buttonhole number 16. And then just hold this down until I get to the stitch I want. So I'm going to go for number 40 on there. And just allow it to do its thing. And this is where maybe if I was actually constructing a dress, I might use the foot control.
Of course,
but in terms of putting a pattern on the dress, I can just use that start-stop button. Again, if I'm coming to if I want to finish right on the end of a pattern, I've got the tortoise and hare here, so I can just press this.
Which is a slow down, so you can...
That's it, keep an eye on the stitching. And what I'm going to do actually is when it finishes this one, I'm going to put the other foot on it, if I've got it here. So finish that. That cuts off there, and then you've got that snowflake stitch on there.
Okay, could you lift it up? There it is. That's bad. Perfect. Oh, that's so lovely. I love that kind of a snowflake. So Christmas napkins, tablecloths, little details, or like we were saying before with Rosella, that for instance we wrapped our presents in with fabric. We made bags. Like all my Christmas presents were in drawstring bags, except I made a tote for Leone, and that would be really nice when you kind of put, you know, like a decorative stitch around the ribbon.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, I've made little like lavender bags and things like that, and put
that would be really
just
nice.
Finished it off with that. Put a bit of ribbon on there as well.
Absolutely.
So now I've attached again. This foot comes with the machine itself. So this is the decorative stitch foot.
Okay. Yeah.
So if let's do another stitch on here. So let's do the butterflies on here. Number 46. And right down to the buttonhole again. So again, it's on pattern. And I'm just going to put in the number 46. And then this is a little bit wider, this foot. And also, what's really nice about it is it's see-through. So I can see exactly where I am with the stitch a lot easier.
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Because you can see exactly through the clear.
Being a little bit wider as well, it just gives a little bit more accuracy to the stitch because it grips that little bit better.
That is, so we can be accurate as well as precise, and we can have those beautiful butterflies in there. I mean, I was thinking like a dressmaking, how lovely it's going to be for little girls' dresses to have that little butterflies.
Exactly, and with a lot of pattern fabrics now, sometimes the patterns, they're quite sort of sparse across the fabric. So it's really good with this sort of stitch. You can go in between those patterns and just lift it up a little bit. And again, it's then unique.
Yeah.
It's a unique piece then, even more unique as
Indeed. We have got about
yourself.
3 minutes left, or less than 3 minutes left, 2.5 in fact, to be precise. Now, what else would you like to tell us about the machine? Why should people at home, maybe say for instance, somebody who is a complete beginner now, and you're thinking, okay, so I'm a complete beginner, am I going to be lost with the T65?
No, so as a complete beginner, like even an advanced user, you want your machine. You don't want your machine to be overcomplicated.
No.
Even though this one does a lot, it's very easy to get to each function. It's easy. If you want to use more, you can use more. But as a beginner, the main thing is that quality.
It is
because it's far more forgiving than a poorer quality machine would be. So if you do make a mistake, it will forgive. If you want to have a practice with heavier fabrics, if you want to do curtain making, bag making, or if you want to do dressmaking and come onto silks, the last thing you want to do is ruin a lightweight fabric with a poor quality machine. This one, you can just ensure that it's going to be good on there.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, George, for that, because I think this machine is, whether you are in the very, very beginning of your sewing journey, whether you are a dressmaker with experience, whether you are a professional like Rosella, whether you are somebody who just are frustrated by the tension threaders in another, the tension thread in another machine, you just want a machine that serves you for all your purposes, that does the job for dressmaking, for quilting, for patchwork, for upholstery, that you don't have to change and worry about, you know, those thinner fabrics or thicker fabrics. That comes in with accessories worth over £100. It's so easy, and it's like, even people in my ear who are never sewn in their lives, they were like, we want one, because we know that we are going to get on with this machine. So if you want yours, you know what to do. Check out your basket. You have got there, you can see the one-day special with £118 saving, with 3 interest-free payments of £186.98. Now, we will be back at 8 o'clock, George, so we will be, can we see a little bit of the free motion embroidery third action in this one? In the machine?
Indeed. Yeah, I'll expect it. Yeah, I'll expand.
There's a lot more to say.
Do a little bit more. We can go on to the automatic embroidery unit as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much, George. We'll see you at 8. I'll leave you with Hayley and Rosella.